Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to No More News. I am your host, Adam Green. I have a huge Friday show today, May 15th, 2026. New AI art here. My life in the Judeo Matrix. But today we're going to talk about the big announcement after minimal consideration. I'm thrilled to announce I'm running for Florida's 6th district. Ignore that I live in California, and even though I don't have any chance of winning, if you don't endorse me, or if you counter-signal me, or any of my crew in any way, you must secretly be in Randy Fine's fan club and working for the Jews. At least I'm doing something. So no criticism allowed. I mean, sure, Adam Green exposes Jews for a long time. So if you counter-signal him, maybe you're working for the Jews. Maybe if you don't donate to my campaign and support me, you're a Fed. How do you like them apples? Fair? I think it's pretty good. Do I have your vote? Anybody that calls this a quote-unquote meme candidacy, I've got one thing to say to you. You are Jewish. And shut the fuck up. This song goes hard. I'm sorry, but it does. Okay, all right. That was fun. Dude, running for office is fun and easy. After minimal consideration, was that not epic? Did that music not just like want to make you vote for me no matter what? I feel like I'm Spencer Pratt maxing over here. Isn't it great? Running for congressman of Rumble. All right. That's good. At least I'm doing something. Gotta support me, otherwise you work for the Jews. Based music. Remember, it came out recently that Dan is 88. Oh, wait, hold on. He admitted he's 12% Jewish. But if you look on the bright side, that's only 88% less Jewish than Jesus. So not so bad. You know what's funny? The one time I ever talked to Dan, I don't get the Jake Shields podcast invite into Dan's super mansion, man cave, vape man cave. Although that would have been cool. No mention of the 12%. It's funny, all the people that have been calling me Jewish in Greenberg for years, now with zero Jewish ancestry, don't have anything to say and all types of coping excuses for Dan. And let me be clear, I'd still, like I said, at a minimum be entertainment if Dan beat Randy Fine. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think his rhetoric, his campaign strategy of calling out the number one anti-Israel live streamer in the world, and going on a bunch of pro-Russia podcast circuit to Fed Post isn't going to be all that productive, but we will see. But at least he's 88% less Jewish than Jesus. Campaign slogan. Okay, hold on. I'll just get the powerchat.live/KnowMoreNews turned on. We didn't hit the goal the last 2 days, so let's get the goal in for a happy Shabbat Shalom. But the one time I talked to Dan, a rabbi was on the space, or Jew, an Orthodox Jew was on the space, and he called Dan Jewish. That Judar was on point, apparently. He sniffed out. It also came out, there was Dan wrote in his book that he was part Jewish. He said to Mel Gibson when he met Mel Gibson. And then it turns out there was some like news article that said his dad was like some Jewish news article of his dad doing some investment or something like that. Let me put on my Goy hat. I'm just an American Floridian like you. Right out from them Everglades. Vote for me. Is Eradicate Israel a good campaign slogan? No. I think I like Namesake's slogan actually better. Where is that? Why is that not playing? I refreshed it. We got to find Amalek. Have you got the rabbi clip up calling Dan Jewish? Dan went awful quiet when the rabbi started calling him Jewish. Isn't that interesting? Let's see. Is Amalek in the chat? Let me look real quick. We got Owen Benjamin on Tucker Carlson today. We've got some voicemails that this Jewish congressman released to TMZ to get through to watch. Let's see. Oh, Amalek has not posted the rabbi clip. I'll find it. I know where it's at. It's right here. Hold on. I want to play. It's the update. There it is.
What's the rabbi think
I talk a lot in it.
about what we just heard?
Yeah, Rabbi. Thoughts, Rabbi?
I love having Dan. Hi, Dan, my brother Jew. How you doing?
Oh, shit, I just X'd it out. That would have been the place to say, you know what, actually, come to think of it, maybe he should disclose that it's 12%.
What's the rabbi think about what we just heard?
Yeah, Rabbi. Thoughts, Rabbi?
I love having Dan. Hi, Dan, my brother Jew. How you doing?
Brother Jew? Did you just Jew jacket Dan?
I know he has
insane.
He has the name Dan, my friend. And Dan, you know what it is.
The tribe of Dan is from the Bible, but yeah.
There you go. No, don't. Come on.
Not everybody in the Bible is
Jewish.
Jewish, buddy.
But
yeah, it is.
Dan,
just about.
I have the highest respect for the tribe.
Daniel
of Dan,
certainly was.
Bad about you. But Dan
he's not
is
the
Dan.
tribe of Dan. He's Armenian. He's an Amalekite.
Finade
That's me.
$5 on Rumble. Campaign slogan: vote for Adam Green. His eyes are blue. He's not a Jew.
That's a good slogan. Free Rasta for everybody in Florida.
Sent $5 on Rumble. Nick Fuentes gave you a shout out on his show for having
I saw
on the whole Blizzerian debacle.
Yeah, I would just call them balls and strikes. Just calling it like I see it, as always. With pure integrity, calling balls and strikes, no bias, only truth, only the facts.
He's a big Christian, Armenian.
No mother calls her son Dan unless she has a reason.
Yeah,
Dan,
Christians. We all have a bunch of Jewish names thanks to Christians.
So
my name is
Cope. Seething.
You guys, you're still shooting yourself in the foot. Dan is Dan for me, and I have him the highest respect because Dan is a very holy tribe. So kudos to you, Dan. And I think you're a good brother.
He's softening him up. Dan, go at him. Go for the kill shot. Let's hear the kill shot on the rabbi, Dan.
The rabbi loves it when we have Christian names.
Big tech.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much other than just the argument about whether or not you should allow Jews to speak. And I would say that I'm not pro-censorship.
Okay, so that was it. Sure glossed over the Jew accusations. It would have been a good time to disclose about your 12%. Cutting it close for your platform of ending Jewish supremacy. I think we need a little bit of a disclaimer about that to be a little transparent. Where was the transparency, Dan? And to be serious, I don't think 12% is anything. I don't think he's actually Jewish. I don't think he's doing things because of that 12%. But they would never give us that benefit of the doubt. Umpire Green, yeah. That's it. There's the next AI meme. Me as an umpire calling balls and strikes like kosher anti-Semitism, Russia shill, based, strike. I like it. He should lean into that 12% if he wants to win Florida. Yeah, it got disclosed that he has 12% Jewish ancestry and he got a bump in the polls in Florida. Go figure. Okay, where are we going to go first? I want to see first this one. Exclusive Congressman Jared Moskowitz receives hateful, alarming anti-Semitic voicemails. Trigger warning. Let's hear and see if this makes Jews victims and anti-Semites look bad, which I'm assuming, considering he shared it with TMZ to show to the world.
The U.S. government needs to kill Jews. You kill these nasty Jews. Israel is an abomination. It's fake. Jews from Europe are...
It's fake. It's fake. Jews from Europe. It's fake. It doesn't even exist. Countries aren't even real. Off to a bad start, dude. Unhinged, deranged, anti-Semite much? No such thing as low IQ anti-Semitism. This won't backfire. This is a total W from the Kook Peanut Gallery.
The U.S. government needs to kill Jews. You kill these nasty Jews. Israel is an abomination. It's fake. Jews from Europe are fake Jews. These are Ashkenazi, satanic fake Jews.
Satanic fake Jews. There you go. There you go. Case in point. We're 18 seconds in and off to a really bad start. It sounds so bad, it does sound like a trolling Jew. It's Ken Kniff from Connecticut. It does kind of sound fake. It's so bad, it's like making a mockery of the peasant anti-Semitism online. Fake Jews worshiping the devil. Sorry, if you can't get it straight that Jews are Jews and Jews believe in the Torah, God, Yahweh, you're not going to make it. You're way off base.
Kill every single Zionist scumbag. Zionism is treason to we the people and our U.S. Constitution. Kill.
We the people. Dude, this guy thinks leaving this voicemail is a good idea. Is this fake? Is this guy arrested yet? If we don't see this guy arrested and in court and doxxed, I'm assuming it's fake. Like, remember way back, there was somebody who did a swastika, right as they were voting to elevate the anti-Semitism czar's position to an ambassador-level cabinet position. Somebody carved a swastika in the elevator at the State Department. Despite cameras everywhere, they couldn't find out who done it.
Sent $5 on Rumble. How vindicated do you have to be?
Yep.
This cuckoo called hits every discredited controlled op Christian talking point. Funny side of this is that sounds like a crank call, almost like Rabbi Finkelstein.
Yep. And for reasons, because it benefits Jews and hurts opposition to Jews, they hand this over to TMZ and parade it around on the world. See what I'm saying? Low IQ, peasant, kosher anti-Semitism.
Israel. Kill Jewry. Kill Judaism. Kill every Jewish supremacist there is.
He's like, kill Judaism and bow down to the Moshiach Jesus.
Kill these. If they claim to be God's chosen people, you kill them dead. You kill every Jew.
He calls himself the Honorable. You mean the Honorable Israel Bootlicker?
There's more than one? Oh, wow. We get a compilation of the highlights of all the worst.
Maggot. You're a maggot. Why don't you go over, get on your knees, and open your mouth wide in the men's room of the airport?
This is probably what my voicemails would sound like if I had a public number with a voicemail. This sounds like what the replies I get on BitChute and on Twitter.
That they Tucker Carlson around in.
They do all sound Jewish. You're right.
It's calling him a Nazi. You're a piece of shit. And they hack the shit out of you, and you're all over the dark web. And you know what? You're a laugh and a joke, and the things you say in your shitbag house with your Zionist money, you're not a American at all. You're the Hitler. Heil Hitler. That's what you are, calling people Nazi. Do you masturbate to Hitler?
That's funny. That's a good one.
Wish you had his little mustache. You freaky little...
Hey, what about you're the real Nazi Jew? That one's got to be real.
Douchebag.
That'd be 5D chess psyop. That one sounds more real.
Bought and sold and paid for. You're nickel and dime artists. They could buy you and sell you for a few dollars.
Like, he's Jewish. Jews don't have to buy Jews to do pro-Jewish stuff.
Boys in Israel own your ass. I wonder if they put things...
Hey, Jew, you're owned by the Jews, Jew. Good one.
And you go, thank you, Chaim. May I have another? I bet they don't even use a lube for you. Alleged.
It's the Riddler.
Honorable, that makes me laugh. Everyone's honorable down there. Not, you're all pieces of Hey, you Zionist, you pig. How about no more money for Israel, the satanic, child-murdering, pedophile, Baal-worshipping state of Israel?
Satanic Baal worshippers. Hey, you satanic Baal worshippers. Dude. You're really owning the Jews by accusing them of worshiping like the enemies of Yahweh, who they actually worship. Every one of these low IQ anti-Semites with all the kosher talking points.
The Epstein Island state of Israel. Well, we know Moskowitz is a satanic child-murdering pedophile. Yeah. Oh, we get that money for Israel. Yeah, we got to protect them Zionist pig Jews. No, I think Iran should level Israel. That would settle the disputes in the Middle East. God Jehovah, Iran, level Israel, get rid of the...
Did he just say God Jehovah? He's praying to Jehovah and hits the Jews. Hates the Jews. That's funny. I hope Yahweh destroys his holy land. Yahweh hates Zion in the promised land. Okay, bro. This is so bad.
Zionist pig in Israel, in Jesus Christ's precious name. And that BB, that Zionist pig.
What did he say about Jesus Christ?
In the Middle East. God Jehovah, Iran.
God Jehovah. Praying to the Jewish God.
Israel, get rid of the Zionist pig in Israel, in Jesus Christ's precious name. And that
praise his name.
That Zionist pig pedophile, child raping pedophile Bibi Netanyahu. Yeah, when he'll be strung up and his neck will be snapped when he's found guilty of war crimes. He is guilty. When he's arrested and tried and hung will be a good day. And all you pieces of shit in Washington, if you're found guilty of treason and seditious conspiracy crimes against humanity, yeah, crimes against United States citizens, crimes against Iranian citizens, funding Israel, stealing more of our money for Israel, let them burn to the ground. God Jehovah, burn them to the ground in Jesus Christ's precious name. And any of these stupid...
Dude, God Jehovah, burn down your chosen people in the Holy Land. Good luck with that, dude. Good luck with that. It's like he's never read the Bible. Jesus is going to come in the Holy Land on the Mount of Olives and just, like a sword from his mouth, will just slaughter all them Goyim nations. I can't believe it, dude. This is why we say the Christian-controlled op gets this. See, this type of behavior is how they're gonna come drop the hammer and get all these hate speech laws passed because of lunatics, deranged psychopaths sounding motherfuckers like that.
Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene is holding up the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act because she wants to be able to say that Jews killed Jesus.
Sheer retardery. This is what the AFU peasant anti-Semite influencers mean by actually doing something. Yeah, Stu Peters told me to call my congressman, so I did. Here it is.
Dirt Gang Arizona sent $5 on Rumble. Off topic, but did you see Chud's bond is set at $1.25 million? He's effed. Also Adam King was insufferable yesterday. Person face palming emoji, male sign emoji.
I thought it was a good debate. Seems to be some good feedback from it. Obviously, I lean more on the side of Brandon, clearly, but I had my neutral moderator hat on the best I could, calling balls and strikes, asking whatever question I thought would be interesting and get the debate moving forward. What else did you say? I wanted to say something else to that too. You said, the Chud thing. Yeah, 1.25 million. So he's only got to pay like 100,000 though to pay bail if they let him out for bail. And I'm hearing more that the dude like attacked him, so it's likely going to be a self-defense thing, but then they might have to deliberate, like, is there such a thing of provoking everybody and then using self-defense if they attack you? I don't know.
With pedophiles like Jared McCoskey from Florida, fucking pedophile. Yeah, you're going down too, sir. When you're found guilty, there's consequences. Just, hey, let me get this right. We got to borrow money to fund
I wish there were hours of this I could listen to.
Israel's Iron Dome. Why the fuck don't them Jew pigs borrow money? Borrow their own money. They'd rather steal it from people. We know how the Jews are. Yeah, cheap sons of and want to steal all the American money so they can kill their neighbors. The Greater Israeli Project. Well, the Greater Israeli Project. I can't wait till Iran nukes Israel, and that would settle everything.
Yeah, except Israel has nukes and they don't. That's one problem. Israel has nukes and they don't.
Problem.
This guy should start a podcast. This guy would probably be a big hit in the podcast circuit.
Be solved. All the trouble in the Middle East will be solved because of Israel is the problem, and you want to fund them more with our money. How about you take all the money? How about you take the $1.2 million that you got from AIPAC and give to them? How about that, Representative Honorable McCoskey, satanic child murdering pedophile?
Hold on. Is somebody, chat, are you joking telling me, you're trying to tell me that Jared Moskowitz is Jewish? No way. Seriously? Do we got to do an early life check on Jared Moskowitz? No. Every single time. Really? That's amazing.
You know that, and when time comes up.
How did you know that?
Paying for your crimes, yeah.
Real Vision says, can't wait for Iran to make an AI Lego video of nuking Israel. Yeah, he's just schizo talking to himself. He's just like a lonely drunk. He's like, I'll call up my buddy Jared again and vent. This won't backfire and help the Jews.
You know what treason and sedition is? Treasonous conspiracy, grand conspiracy. Yeah, you know what them are. Hope you're found guilty, sir. If you're guilty. If you're not, I hope you're innocent. God Jehovah, touch this man, wake him up, or bring the wrath of God.
God Jehovah? God Jehovah?
In Jesus Christ's precious name. Pedophile. Oh no, they want more civilian deaths.
This makes Christians look great, by the way. Dude, get in early on the Christian anti-Semitism stocks. It's about to boom. Bull market. Bull market on the low IQ anti-Semitism. The peasant anti-Semitism.
Well, if it's Israel civilians, yeah, sure. How about 9 million of them? Trains are boarding to Germany. Showers available on request. You Zionist Jew pig. Yeah.
Dude.
All you traitors going down. Going down quickly, you piece of pedophile. All you satanic child murdering pedophiles. Jared Moskowski. Epstein Island, raping children, Panda Island, yeah. Pieces of God Jehovah, bring the wrath of God down on all these traitor pieces of in Jesus Christ's precious name. Put them in the ground.
In Jesus'
with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Whoa, okay, that was even worse than I imagined. This is how we win. Yeah.
$5.
Yeah.
This is how we win. Lol.
That is the way. Great demonstration. These guys keep Adam, what are you talking about? Low IQ anti-Semitism. Dan tweeted out, all anti-Semitism is good. Yeah, that's why this has them so scared. That's why they handed it over to TMZ to disseminate it to the masses, because it helps them, because it sounds unhinged. Praying to Jesus, not to mention that every church in the world would disavow that guy. So good luck taking that path. Not me. That's not my movement.
Sent $5 on Rumble.
Yeah.
Unfortunate to see Al Bishai fully embrace third world peasant anti-Semitism. He did like a 10-hour space glazing Dan Bilzerian and was kvetching about you and Gage making amends.
Yeah, don't care. Don't care. Par for the course. That's crazy. That is so crazy. Trigger warning. Which rabbi sent this message? Low IQ schizo BS checklist. Satanic ball worshippers, fake Ashkenazi Europeans, you are the real Nazis. Mock that they're chosen people, but while praying to Jehovah who chose them. See the problem here? I'm surprised he didn't say, you killed Jesus, you Christ killers. You're going to burn, you Christ killers. Right? Let's see, what else do we have here? I'll allow it. Sounds like a planted message. All right. Yeah, if you don't see how that type of rhetoric helps Jews and hurts us, you want to counter signal us for having a little bit of standards and accuracy and credibility, I think you're the problem. Dan wrote, he tweeted, he said that criticizing low IQ anti-Semitism is a Jewish propaganda talking point. No, I'm sorry, but schizo, retard, mental illness conspiracies, that's what actually delegitimizes credible criticism of Jews. Clearly. And hey, how about all the kooks that just started noticing things last week, within the last few years? Don't try to tell us what the business is and what's what. How about that for starters? How about sit back and know your role, newbies? That's crazy. You know the Cars for Kids charity where you like donate your car? It's ran by some Orthodox Jews that while their marketing kind of insinuates or maybe outright says that it's like donating, it goes only to Jewish groups. Only to Jewish groups. But the annoying jingle permanently banned from airwaves as California ends strategy of deception. Let's go, California W. California shutting it down. That's right. I love how it's got all these white kids, diverse white kids. I'm not so sure about this one maybe, but dude, is that the girl from that one crypto scam with Bankman-Fried? Dude, was she the violin girl in the car charity Jewish scam? What's that girl's name? The one that went to jail? Looks just like her. Let's go. Gavin Newsom W. Anyway, they got shut down. Okay, let's hear some of these clips from the top Shabbos Goy Catholic priest, Bishop Barron, with the child trafficking gay Jewish Republican Dave Rubin.
Led by, so the great civil rights movement, right, of the 50s and 60s, didn't just have religious people in it. It was led by religious people, most notably King, but many others too. Mm-hmm. It was led by deeply biblical people. Mm-hmm. Rabbi Heschel, you know, I mean,
right. Most of the white people, white quote unquote people that King was marching with were Jews, actually.
Yes. Yeah. So the great
Note taken.
most notably.
Same one, same clip. Okay, not that. Netanyahu boasts about controlling a majority of the Gaza Strip. He says, today we control 60. Tomorrow we'll see. Reminds me of when Trump announced that he was going to take Gaza. And now he created this board of peace with Jared Kushner and all these other people and in raising money to rebuild Gaza. I'm like, this is going to go to Israel, to get real. Remember, like, guys like Ian Carroll were watching it, and he was like, body language, I don't think Netanyahu's too happy about this. Uh-oh, Trump's pulling a 4D chess on Netanyahu. Trump's running a secret coup on Netanyahu. Remember Ian Carroll told you all that stupid shit? Well, Netanyahu seems to think he owns 60, and we'll have all of it soon, just like I said. It's ultimately, this is just a transition step before Israel takes sovereignty over it, annexes it fully. We are in control. How much? 60%. Tomorrow, we'll see. Yet all the usual suspects told you that Trump pulled a Netanyahu didn't know. I remember all these big conspirator JQ grifters saying, look at Netanyahu's body language experts. Look, he didn't know Trump pulled a fast one. He didn't know Trump was going to say that he's taking Gaza. Crazy. See through it all says, notice how this Jew, this half-Jew, Jake Lang, the Christian crusader that goes and kisses the wall and puts on tefillin with Laura Loomer, notice how he changes his story depending on who he's speaking with. This provocateur, instigator, Jesus shill, a Jew that shills Jesus and fighting within Christianity and Islam. The Jewish Christ crusader. Imagine that.
Heritage naturally Jews and Christians, Jewish people and Christians.
Yeah, look at his body. Oh, the same people that told you that Netanyahu's body language was he was shocked when Trump took Gaza, or that told you that Trump was secretly running a coup on Netanyahu. Also the same people that told you that Netanyahu was dead and all these videos were AI for 2 weeks. The people that are wrong about everything, that just started paying attention a couple years ago, don't get to dictate what's what to the OGs with the track records, okay? Sit down.
Christians have become a continuation. Jesus is the fulfillment of the Jewish religion, moving us into the grace of God, not the curse of the law. But I digress. We are natural allies because every Christian was once a Jew in their bloodline far back. That was an original, one of the first disciples of Jesus, and all of the first thousands of converts that the disciples made. All of the first, let's say 100,000 Christians were all once Jews like me. I was born a Christian as well. I always practiced Catholicism. I was, grew up in the Catholic Church. But
thank you, Birchbone.
Jack Lang, secret agent of the Sitra Achtra, just like his ethnic brother Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. The more shocking and edgy and outrageous you do, the more viral you go, apparently.
Jake Lang chimped out when Hype called him the other night, lol. He sounded wasted and couldn't stop yelling.
Yeah, I heard some of that. Totally unhinged. He was calling Hitler Jewish and calling himself the new Führer and just was like constant yelling all the time.
Sent $5. Hyde had a 15.
It was insane, huh?
Call with Jake Lang on stream Wednesday. It was insane.
Yeah. Did he crash out? Did he make a fool of himself? I don't know if I saw the full 15. I think I saw a shorter clip.
Everybody has a background in the Christian faith of Judaism. So there's no reason we should be psyoped into.
Who's telling you the truth about the psyop, by the way? The Jewish guy and Laura Loomer shilling you Jewish Jesus, or us? Yo, Jake, we'll never bow down to your fake Jewish Messiah. Nice try. Not happening.
Forget about it.
I don't think so, buddy. What is he going to say? What would he say?
You questioning my faith? You want to go?
You questioning my Jewish Jesus? You want to go?
Yes, everything. If I stand up and say white people are being replaced,
So your mother,
instead of
your mother's
they will
Jewish, but you were
contribute that,
raised.
though.
You said you
They
were
will- let
raised
me
in the
finish this.
Catholic
They
Church,
will
but your mother's
contribute-
Jewish.
A picture surfaced recently, like a yearbook picture of Laura Loomer. She was wearing a crucifix necklace with her blonde hair, trying to fit in with the shiksas.
My mother is Jewish. Yes, I was raised Catholic. My father's a Catholic. I was raised Catholic. And I have some, small, I celebrated Hanukkah, growing up, but was never in the temple or learning the Jewish faith, but just some cultural, heritage style celebrations once a year.
Christians can celebrate Hanukkah. Jesus would have celebrated Hanukkah. No biggie. No biggie.
And those things are beautiful. They're beautiful. Jesus celebrated Hanukkah in John chapter 10, the dedication of lights is Jesus celebrating Hanukkah. So we really need to, fall back from this complete psyop.
Yeah, dude, it's a psyop. We just got to all worship the Jewish Messiah together. That's not the psyop. Definitely not. Trust the Jewish Christ Crusader. Oh, imagine still not getting it.
Naturally.
That's crazy. All right. What else are we going to do? Has Big Tech called me back yet? Big Tech sleeps in too late. Let's see. What should we do? Let's do this. David Parsons, Senior VP for the Christian Embassy of Jerusalem, explains why he loves Israel. Let me guess. My Bible. My Jewish Jesus.
Affirming, supporting the. Why would a believing Christian be so dedicated to the Jewish state and to protecting, affirming, supporting the Jewish people?
Well, for me personally, I felt it was a personal calling from my youth to Israel. I didn't understand it, but as I pursued it, I went to law school instead of, say, seminary or something, and using the training there to become an advocate for Israel because they're treated so unfriendly. But speaking for the movement as a whole, I think a lot of Christians, first of all, they feel we owe a moral duty to the Jewish people after all the centuries of Christian anti-Semitism. When we see people today spouting blood libels, genocide against Israel, we know it was wrong when Christians did it in the past, and we want to stand up for Israel and say it's wrong now. And so we have this moral duty to Israel and the Jewish people. We have a spiritual duty in that all the blessings and all the things we hold dear as far as our faith, our beliefs, our Bible, how to worship God, the law, the service of God, how to serve Him, our Messiah, Jesus, and we all receive this through and from the Jewish people. The Jewish people suffered down through the centuries in order to birth all these things. Any birthing means suffering, but
They suffered so I could be saved. They suffered. Their transgressions brought me salvation. They're persecuted, wrongly persecuted because we didn't see, we were misled. We got to repent and atone to the Jews, our elder brothers in faith. We got blood on our hands.
The things that the Jewish people have gone through because of their faith in God is inspiring.
Thank you, Da Vinci, for the
Now sent
$20
on Rumble. I am a little late. That guy is suspicious.
Oh, yeah.
He got kicked out of Minneapolis. I thought it was staged.
Yeah. And he wouldn't even have to be like, have a handler or be a Fed or work for Israel or Mossad. Just the fact that he is like a Jewish Christian, like even lone wolf on his own will, he would going out and behaving like that, I think. So it's like either way, doesn't really matter. We don't really know, but either way, like you see what the outcomes are from him.
Us to believe Jewish scriptures about a promised Jewish Messiah. We may still.
Yeah, you believe Jewish scriptures about a promised Jewish Messiah, okay? Facts.
Will419 sent $5 on Rumble. Thanks for everything you do. You had me finally spit out the Christ pill. Wish you all the best.
Mission accomplished. Great to hear that. Thank you so much.
Dirt Gang Arizona sent $10 on Rumble. My stepdad watches this guy in Hagee and sends money directly to Israel every Sunday. It's sad
I
how
know that I've
people
seen
are
this
this
guy
brainwashed.
before. He almost looks like David Irving a little bit. Kosher David Irving.
Disagree about who that is, but we feel we owe a duty to Israel and the Jewish people to stand with them. And the Bible says to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Isaiah the prophet said to comfort my people, speaking of God-fearing Gentiles, comforting and helping and aiding the Jewish people. And even in the New Testament, the Apostle Paul said, show them mercy. So we're just being obedient to our own scriptures and standing with Israel today.
Be obedient, Goy, and stand with Israel. Listen to your Pharisee scriptures, Goy.
If you didn't have so many enemies, Laser, maybe we could relax and go fishing, but it's a daily battle standing with Israel and the Jewish people worldwide and trying to secure the future of the Jewish state here.
Big issues with the Christians. Let's see. Oh, this is one I wanted to play. YouTuber says he wants to make it his life mission to, well, let's see. Let's play it. Dude, first of all, hold on. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
And then as soon as we landed, I would use the money to bribe the bosun to look the other way while I stole all of the muskets and powder on board. And then depending on when in the century I was landing, I would march my ass immediately to the nearest indigenous settlement, give the guns out like candy, and make it my mission in life to murder every single white man, woman, and child on the eastern seaboard of the continent. And then as soon...
Whoa! Talk about a Jewish anti-white fantasy. Who's this guy LARPing with the mask? What is that, some African mask or something, this Jewish guy? He's like a history YouTuber?
I would use the money to bribe the bosun to look the other way while I stole all of the muskets and powder.
That could be a cool like time machine movie. Some Jewish anti-white social justice warrior creates a Marty McFly time machine and goes back and gives a bunch of weapons to all the Native Americans so that they can slaughter all the pilgrims that came there on the Mayflower. That's a movie. That's a Jewish revenge fantasy. That's crazy. That's his wife's boyfriend's mask? Yeah, probably.
On board. And then depending on when in the century I was landing, I would march my ass immediately to the nearest indigenous settlement, give the guns out like candy, and make it my mission in life to murder every single white man, woman, and child.
Yeah, we would still win. Sorry, they don't know how to use the weapons. Didn't invent them, don't know how to use them.
Child on the eastern sea.
We would just quickly come up with a better weapon and come back with another boat, probably. Like that would have stopped it.
Of the continent.
Get mask.
As soon as we landed,
Jews Jewing. Looks and talks like a serpent. Clearly Jewish. Early life. American YouTuber. All right. Let's see the Odyssey. There's Odyssey scandals. I still want to see the movie either way. Diverse. So apparently there's a diversity quota. So if you want to be able to win any Academy Awards, you have to meet certain diversity requirements.
And next, the Odyssey.
Let's see. So this is Christopher Nolan, the director.
I feel a real responsibility to try and get as much on screen for the audience as possible.
Action! Christopher Nolan is one of the great directors of our time. Oppenheimer, Dunkirk, Interstellar, and next,
Art Von Delay sent $5. The whites would still win. This guy forgot to teach them how to make gunpowder.
Good point. Yeah, they'd run out of gunpowder real quick. Didn't think about that.
Next, the Odyssey.
I mean, it was the hardest movie I've ever done, by far. I mean, not even close.
I feel a real responsibility to try and get as much on screen for the audience as possible.
Is that it?
By far. I mean, not even close.
Why is everybody sharing this? 60 Minutes is doing damage control. The View's host claims you don't know history if you don't agree Helen of Troy could be black. Well, where's that clip? They didn't say that. This woman said it.
Be played by a black woman? Don't know. This idea was also explored in a book called Black Athena. I think people should read it, which argues that classical Greek culture is heavily indebted to Afro-Asiatic and Near Eastern roots. I actually taught Greek mythology to 8th graders. And so I covered this.
Whoa, whoa. Watch out. She taught social studies to 8th graders? Well, pardon the authority. Black Athena is a controversial and influential scholarly work by Martin Bernal, arguing that ancient Greek civilization was influenced by Egypt and the Levant, and that in the 18th and 19th century, European scholars downplayed or erased those Afro-Asiatic influences for racist and ideological reasons. So they had contact with Egypt. Blacks are always trying to appropriate all of Western civilization.
Sent $5. His excuse using a black actor is that they invented oral poetry, apparently.
Oh yeah. I forget the rapper's name. Some black guy, rapper. He said, "Oh, it's poetry, modern poetry." So Odyssey is poetry. That was weak. Amalek says, "Oh, she thinks that's impressive, huh?" Helen is described as super white. Yeah, the blacks built not just America, but Rome and Greece. And they were Vikings. We were ship makers. Can white people do anything on their own? Can white people take credit for any civilization? Greek culture borrowed things from older civilizations. That doesn't mean that Athena was black skinned, though. Phoenician influence on Greece was significant. The alphabet, earlier European scholarship minimized African and Near Eastern influence because of Eurocentric bias. It has parallels with Near Eastern traditions. Egypt was admired by some ancient Greek writers. So critics say many of his etymologies were linguistically unsound. He sometimes treated myth as literal history. Archaeological evidence of Egyptian colonization of Greece is lacking. He exaggerated the racial motives of earlier scholars. Hey, major critics included scholars like Mary Lefkowitz. Dude, we got a Jewish woman pushing back against the Afrocentric anti-Greece propaganda. Shout out Mary, Mother Mary. So influence, sure. Major exchange, yes. Total derivation, generally no. I don't think anybody's denying that older cultures and older mythologies influenced Greece or any other religions around that area in the Mediterranean. But, like, that still doesn't justify Athena could have been black. Wakanda was in Greece. Yeah, that's true. Yenta moment. I would have thought Mary, what was it? Lefkowitz would have been rubber stamping this narrative.
So, and Near Eastern roots. I actually taught Greek mythology to 8th graders. And so
And you told them that the Greeks were black? Try these olives and shit. That's funny. Yeah, good one. Good one.
covered this. So people that are saying that Helen of Troy
Fun
could
fact.
not possibly be played by a black woman don't know history.
But what does it matter?
Well, I taught middle school Greek class. So don't tell me that the Greeks weren't black. Wow. View moment.
Possibly be played by a black woman don't know history.
But what does it matter?
This idea was also explored in a
These are the same people that seethe if like a white actor plays any type of black role. How is this on TV still? I don't know. Who imagine how retarded somebody must be to think like The View, get their views from The View. Homer described her in detail. What happened to all the black Greeks? Yeah, I know. Let's hear this.
Even the Romans, Jesus was real. I really believe in my heart that he did everything they say he did. Even the Roman soldiers who were on the other side, they were the ones who killed him. Even they said he resurrected and he wasn't in the tomb. Why would...
You mean according to the story? You know, well, even the story says this happened. The comedian, pastor, evangelist crossover, not into it. What's with the whole comedy culture sphere shilling Jesus all of a sudden?
Would the Roman soldiers lie? Why would the Jewish people during the time? Why would Peter and them lie if they knew they were going to die for it?
Well, you're framing it in a very incredulous way. Are you asking me why Jews would lie?
Yeah. Jews would never lie. They would never lie. Jews make up a persecution story? Never. Jews make up persecution from the Romans? Impossible. That's their argument. That's their go-to argument. Some Jews make up a persecution narrative generations after the fact? No way. No way. I love this Jewish guy's response here. People die for things that they believe are true but are a lie.
Garrett sent $5, bro. Why you think blacks like the chicken so greasy?
Greasy. Oh, I got you. There we go. It was a joke. It took me a second. I'm like, is Greek chicken greasy? I'm like, what is this person saying? Greasy chicken grease.
I just didn't get it right away.
Just took me a second. Sorry. I haven't had breakfast.
Why would they lie?
That's so funny. I love that response.
He did everything they say he did. Even the Roman soldiers.
I believe everything the Jews said. The Jews told us that even the Romans believed it.
Who were on the other side. They were the ones who killed him. Even they said he resurrected and he wasn't in the tomb. Why would the Roman soldiers lie? Why would the Jewish people during the time? Why would Peter and them lie if they knew they were going to die for it?
Well, you're framing.
Maybe they didn't know they were going to die for it. Maybe they made up stories. Maybe they didn't have an opportunity to say, oh, actually, I made it up. Sorry, don't kill me. Maybe that wasn't an option. Yeah, good point. Jews would never lie about being persecuted. They would never make up a martyrdom story to get everybody to believe. Everyone knows that nobody dies for a lie. So all the Jews that have died for the Kabbalah and the Talmud and believing that they're still the chosen people, all the Muslims that ever died as martyrs, that's obviously Islam is not a lie either. Nobody dies for lies. No Christian today that never really saw Jesus resurrect or watch him crucified, they would die for that. Come on, dude.
It in a very incredulous way. Are you asking me why Jews would lie?
Yeah. Why would they lie? Jesus was real.
Talk about incredulous. I don't know that comedian's name, but Jewish comedian W on that one. I'm going to use that. Guys, new talking point. Whenever you see on Twitter or in a debate, oh, the Jews, the apostles would never die for a lie. So they knew it was a lie. Just be like, you don't think Jews would lie? Bruh, Jews would never lie? Come on. All right, let's see if Big Tech has texted me, called me, or maybe he quit. All right, we're just going to watch the Owen Benjamin thing ourselves. Owen Benjamin on Tucker, really funny. They're digging up past tweets Owen did about Tucker, like this gem. I hate to say this because he can be funny, but it's pretty obvious at this point that Tucker Carlson is a giggly little bow-tied homo. Classic Owen calling somebody gay. Classic Owen Benjamin joke. There was another one too I had. He's like, I'll never go down to his little gay cabin in the woods or something. Sure you won't. Sure you won't. I don't see that one though. Look at what Tucker's retarded drunk brother said. Owen Benjamin is a great American hero, truth teller, patriarch, genius, wizard slayer extraordinaire. Also a thoroughly joyful survivor, testament to faith, focus, hard work, one of the most satisfying and interesting conversation to which I've been a party. So grateful. Crazy work to talk about a flat earther that believes in the magical Bible. Totally serious. Totally, yeah, the guy that believes in the firmament and flat earth, total genius. American hero. Owen says, the convo is epic. You guys are going to love it. Comes out tomorrow. We'll be the judge. Huge laughs. The Carlsons are super joyful and honest people. Golden retrievers. I obviously relate, hence the epic talk we had. I finally feel like people understand the importance of making paths in the woods. Did he block me again? Ha, he did. Fuck you, Owen, you pussy. You dumb idiot, grifting conspiratard. That's funny. Blocked me again. For calling you a flat earther when you are a flat earther, too. Talk about embarrassing. All right. Good to know. Let's see. The importance of making paths in the woods. Let's see this. Why I look for the other one. All right. From Hollywood. It's 2 hours long. Let's see just how it starts, and then we'll skip around a little bit. Speed up to 1.25. Let's see how that goes.
Benjamin, thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming all this way. I've interviewed, I don't know how many people who've been canceled. I had a whole franchise interviewing people who've been canceled. Kind of over it, except in your case, you have the most amazing cancellation story, both because you were, I think, really the first.
Oh, yeah. Since Owen is a lying idiot in a schizo conspiracy grifter, Harrison wrote here, he's one of the only people I've ever interacted with that I consider evil to the core. He's a compulsive liar, true, who delights in brazenly gaslighting his audience. Yes, and I'd like to add a projecting narcissist also. His backstory is a lie. His most famous bits are all stolen. I don't know about that. He believes nothing. Insane that people can't see that. Amalek had a clip about him talking about CIA gay op division. A lot of people were saying Tucker has him on just because he criticizes Nick, which they talk about Nick. I haven't seen it clipped yet though, so yeah, there it is. This was just last year. If I was asked to do Tucker, I'd say no. I'd do it if he came to Idaho, but I'm not going to his gay little house. What happened to that? What happened to that, Owen?
Big name, the first blue check on Twitter to get kicked off Twitter, but also because of what happened after. So I know this is probably tedious for you, but it's, I think, really interesting for others. If you could just go through what happened, where you were in your life, how that life ended, and what happened next.
Yeah, and thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh.
This has been a blast.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
So I was doing comedy in Los Angeles. Like I started as a piano player. My dad sang opera. He taught rhetoric, like just basically how to speak in a way that's interesting to people.
You were a piano player?
Yeah, I started when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and
His dad, oh wow, 2 or 3. His dad, he told the story that his dad used to tell him to, he would have to argue something he knew that was not true. He had to argue for a lie, which is what he turned his podcast career into. Here he is, Owen Benjamin, on the topic of piss. I've never seen this one. Let's hear what the wizard slayer, truth teller, and genius has to say about piss.
It's also good for queen. I never pee in a toilet. What am I, gay? Never waste male urine. It's great for plants, and it's also great for just around your entire perimeter. Just always piss out there because they smell the male pee. I'm dead serious. It works. Never waste piss. You must drink 2 gallons and hold it for a week. Katana Bear, that's not true at all. Yeah, all your piss is valuable. All of it. It's also good for cleaning your face. I don't have to any big bear. Look at any shampoo bottle. They all contain one ingredient, urea. You want to know what urea is? Piss. Just letting you know that the shit you're putting on your body, don't drink the piss. There's all these people like Madonna telling people to drink the piss. No, but urine is great for athlete's foot and for your face, cleaning your face. And it's also great for establishing a perimeter for grabblers. 95% of my pees are outdoors. Let's get it up to 100.
The genius Owen, who says that the SpaceX and NASA rocket launches are pulled up by balloons. This is who we bring on to the top, the biggest podcast in the world, and tell everybody this is what genius is. Yeah, that's why we're an idiocracy.
I never, ever piss indoors. It's not even, I would feel like such a cuck if I, peed in a toilet and then flushed it. That sounds humiliating for me.
Is it true about athlete's foot? Are you sure it's not a wives' tale?
Davidson now sent $10 on Rumble. I remember when he was on Comedy Central before the internet took off.
Me too.
This is an amazing timeline to live in.
Only gay guys pee in the toilet. Yeah, fact.
Optics Prime.
That's a joke, obviously.
On Rumble. He's gone full alchemical grifting.
Only gays pee sitting down. That's the actual joke, probably.
Is peeing?
People pissing in the shower gives you athlete's foot. I don't think so. Athlete's foot is a fungus. There's not fungus in urine.
On trees good? Yes. Everything is good with male urine. Female urine isn't as helpful. I'm dead serious. Estrogen isn't really good for plants. And it also doesn't intimidate wolves.
Jellyfish stings. Yeah, that's the old wives' tale. That might be true.
Has huge amount of nitrogen. Yeah, male piss. Female piss will make your tree gay. And it'll make your tree complain a lot. It's like, oh, I don't feel like holding my pears anymore. But male piss, yeah. We have a lot of pears here. I've been eating a lot of pears. What about pee on the hair? Jesus, Reloader Bear.
I still teach piano, like classical piano.
Wow, not jazz piano.
Not jazz piano. No, that's unspeakable. I have a jazz friend who's really into jazz, and I'm like, why do you enjoy breaking the rules that make things beautiful? It's a funny relationship, but. And so, I think with that musical background, my mom taught children's literature. It kind of created a comedian in a way that's a craft. I wasn't, seeking fame or a lot of comedians can just be kind of spilling everything on stage, approve of me, and I was all about just doing that craft properly. And so I incorporated music with it. I go to Los Angeles, I get on the show Punk'd. I do Comedy Central specials. Adam Sandler puts me in some movies. I become one of the leads of a sitcom. Vince Vaughn, who I love, produced it, and we went on the road together. I'm having a great time out there.
As a stand-up.
Yeah, and an actor, but more based around my personality. I'm not one of those, I can be a French Prince guy, Yeah. I can't be who am I today?
Okay, we don't need the whole origin story. Was someone orchestrating Owen's cancellation? I wonder if he says it's Joe Rogan. Oh, you know what I can do? I can ask Grok. I say, is Christianity or Jesus mentioned here? We'll do that.
Can I just ask you a question? Who do you? This is an organized effort against you.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not organic. Who was organizing it? Do you know?
Jews.
I have some theories,
but you don't actually know for sure.
I know the motivations. Every time I think I know for sure, it switches a little. So now I try to not. It's not because I'm worried to say. I can't really figure it out. It's almost like a swarm.
Yes.
It's like a behavior where they're signaling. That sounds even crazier, but
No, I've seen it. No, I agree
it's
with
like
you.
a behavior, like a fractal.
Yes.
And there's no one really in charge.
Right. It's like a conspiracy of like-minded temperament.
Because like from my background, I'm like, who did this to me?
Yes.
There's no one there. Because who would really do that? It's like a collective evil.
Yes.
And everyone's just doing their little thing with their behavior, and it's all based on these spells. And so it took me a little while to figure that out, because at first I'm like, it's the Democrats. And then it's like, oh, it's the this, it's the that. I went through the Muslim thing, the Muslims.
Yeah. China. It's CCP.
China. Oh, yeah, man. It's these damn Chinese people. It made my phone. I'm like, all these contradictions. And then I realized, it's like, it's the Jews, but I know this cool Jew, right? And then I had to come up with a term called deli Jews. The one that take all the blame, even though they're like nice and they're just kind of complaining about their broken air conditioner. I'm like, who is it? And then I'm like, it's a behavior, it's a spirit. It got me much more like actually faithful.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, I don't have conventional ways of describing this. So then I start working with more the traditional conservative types.
Are you melting down emotionally at this point? I mean, you moved to LA from upstate New York.
I have a huge chip on my shoulder, and I'm very defensive.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, looking back, the things that I would change, I don't want to change anything because it all led to this, to that, to that. But like, if it was me now, I would know that I wasn't in the danger I thought I was, and people weren't actually as threatening, because I would see people as like a threat to me, like you're trying to destroy me.
Yes.
And so I would react.
I've been there.
I would react emotionally and react more like personally. And now I'm just like, dude, that's when the power of forgiveness stuff is so real, where you're like, oh man, like that sucks where you're at,
Yes.
And so that was me melting down, where it was like,
okay. Why didn't he say Rogan canceled him? I thought that's what he would have said. Daily Wire, gay humor, taboo, conspiracy theories, neocons. Nick Fuentes. Let's see what he says about Nick.
So, I mean, I've seen this happen to other people, not really as comprehensively as it happened to you.
No, because my audience was so big and I was so early that they were like, this has to stop like immediately. Because I wasn't political. I was like a child being like, wait a minute, And they're like, that's the thing that actually can dismantle stuff. Because if you come from a tribe, people can just assume you're just doing it because blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it was like almost impossible with me. They're like, you're just doing it for clicks. I'm like, I can't even get clicks. Right? I'm like, I'm not on YouTube. And that's why it always backfires. Because they kicked me off YouTube like years ago. Now I probably wouldn't even they've like opened it up more,
Are you not on YouTube?
Still not on YouTube. Yeah, I did my own Ladle.tv, $9.11 a month. Never forget. No, because I had to. They're like, went down roads where I was getting kicked off.
9/11. That was such a fake laugh.
Yeah, and that's
Were you calling for violence?
Never once. No, like they would put in writing like it was the Me Too joke. That's why they stopped even saying what it was, because it would be so obvious. Like Barack Obama stole, or another one was David Hogg can't tell me not to have guns. He can't grow pubes. They said I was sexualizing a child, and that was what I got banned from Twitter for.
Meanwhile, that child was trying to change federal law.
Well, yeah, because I know liability shields. They're like, they use children to try and do their thing and say, you can't attack a child. I'm like, and my whole thing was, you're not a man. Like, you can't grow. If I'd said chest hair, they would have said I was sexualizing a chest. Like, they have to just demonize. And so my whole thing was like, why are people believing this? And it's because they just they were dependent, right? They just didn't want to lose that drip.
Yes.
And so that's why I think guys like us have been kind of set free.
Oh, yes.
It was like, don't throw me in the briar patch, right? Guys, they're doing an illusion. It's wizardry. Like, they're not winning because it's the Wizard of Oz. Like, it's this big illusion and it's not real.
Yeah, funny how the guy that promotes Flat Earth Dave and Vox Day's anti-evolution bullshit is the wizard slayer. Like, you are a wizard. You're not a wizard slayer. If you were, you'd be exposing the actual wizards who wrote the Bible, got everybody brainwashed with Jewish magic. That would be taking down the wizards. No, you are a wizard pretending to slay wizards by promoting mental illness.
That's why.
How did you? Okay.
Because I had to.
Yeah, no, you could have gone crazy.
No, I love my wife. I love my son. Like, I felt duty.
Yeah.
That was it. Because I think about that. I'm like, because that does sound pretty cool, like that I did that. But it's like, and I'm not that guy. I'm like, not like the guy that's first on TikTok. Right? I'm not that like ambitious with the new thing or anything. Like, I can autistically focus on piano scales and comedy. And it was because I couldn't let them down. And that actually gave me a lot of love, because I was like, I was a bit nihilistic, never desparish, but I didn't know what I deserved. But my son, I was like, he's good,
Yes.
And then I was like, we were all that, right? And then my life started changing. I was like, I'm not like a virus on the planet. Like, I'm not, like, we're like stewards of this. Like, so many biblical principles I saw in reality happening. I'm like,
a virus on a planet? He's saying that, like, what, the Bible's real because otherwise we'd be a virus on the planet? So God real, or humanity is viruses? Life is a virus. I'm pretty sure he doesn't think viruses are real too. Yeah, super genius.
He's good. Like, and as he kept growing, and then my other sons, I'm like, they don't start bad. I'm like, he's not hurting any. I'm like, and so I'm very protective of others.
Yes.
Way more than myself.
Me too.
And but I've learned to be more protective of myself. Like, I'm feeding my dog organic food and I'm eating goislop, you know? It's like, and I'm like, why? I just spent more on my dog's food. I'm like, because I'm the guy that's trying to protect. I'm like, but we're good too. And then I that's what did it. And I am smart and work hard. So like, because I was motivated by loving them, I could just innovate, you know? Because if it wasn't for that, I would just.
But how do you continue to think clearly and not become obsessed with hatred toward the people who are oppressing you?
The community that was forming around me too. Like, people that I was meeting that were so cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'd be at these Hollywood parties where everyone.
Vote Animus sent $5 on Rumble. This guy is a retarded maniac.
Everyone's famous and everyone's just trying to find a drug or something, you know? And I'm like, I'm seeing these musicians. I thought music sucked. And I'm meeting these musicians that are awesome. They just are fixing cabinets, or they're like, you know, they're like normal guys, but the art didn't die. And then I realized, after being kicked out of theaters and clubs, that comedy can exist anywhere. And I was like starting to see that I'd still get pissed off. The thing that would piss me off the most are despair guys.
Yeah.
Like, as I'm trying to help, they're trying to tear me down. Like, I'm not just going to go at like a guy for being a sad little gay guy or something, right?
Right.
But like, if they're trying to, like, if I'm trying to like rescue a drowning guy and they're like, he's drowning him, I'm like, you have to stop now. I'm now attacking you, you know?
Were people doing that to you?
Yeah. And I thought it was just going to be the left with hate speech. And then I'd see people like, and you know, like people like a Nick Fuentes or guys like that. Like, they secretly go at people that try to inspire.
Like, explain that.
Oh yeah, that's why they're anybody going after me. I'm just trying to inspire. Nobody can criticize me because I'm inspiring.
People sometimes would wonder, like, why are you attacking him? You know, like, what are you? Are you a Jew? Are you a secret Jew? You know, I'm like, no, he's spreading despair. Like, he's saying
Fuentes is.
Yeah, like that having a family's gay, don't work out. You know, and then he would like come at me and like make fun of me for saying get goats and grow a tomato. You know, and I'm like, man. Like, stop with that, because it affects people. Like, people that look, because you'll say base things. Like, Fuentes will be really funny and like, you know, Jesus and all this stuff. And young kids are dying to hear that.
Yes.
And then he'll be like, yeah, and how hot are like cats? And I'm just like, dude. And so that bothers me, right?
Why do you think he does that?
I don't even want to know at this point. I don't know.
But you think it's an intentional, and maybe not just him, others too, but like
it's a behavior. That's what I'm at now, is I'm like, I don't know who gives orders. I don't know what it is. It's just like God made a mistake.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's victim consciousness. It's like, I deserve more than I currently have.
Yes.
That's all it is. And it's like, whether it's you want to be taller or less.
Is that all he says about Nick?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you may.
All right. Let's see. Grok says Jesus is mentioned around the 28-minute mark.
Like, if she's upset, it's because of something real, right?
Yes.
Like, because I'm bringing my outdoor friends inside with a lot of PTSD, right? So, you know, and it's because they're like yelling at 2 a.m. It's not, you know what I mean? And so that's totally understandable. That's why we came up with outdoor friends.
Outdoor friends.
Because I'm hanging out with like a ton of vets at this point, right? And they're great guys, but like, you know, wild swings.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I saw like a psychic wound, like a moral wound, what that looks like, where at one moment you're like, we have to like turn the Middle East to glass. Like, they're proud of their skill. And then on another moment, it's like, man, they're like just like us. They like have families, and you know, and that chasm causes so much pain.
Yes,
and
it does.
And dude, that's where like forgiveness is so important.
And you see them ping-ponging back and forth.
That's the pain, right? Yeah. That's why I would like make fun of vets and non-vets. You know, a lot of these, you know, people in NGOs and are like, how dare you attack our vets? I'm like, they're finally laughing.
Yeah.
Because I would do this thing on Veterans Day. I'd be like, haven't you guys had enough? You know, I'm like, we give you so much. You know, I'm like, if you really left it on the field, it would be Memorial Day. And they're just laughing because they get idolized by the people starting the wars.
Exactly.
Right? And I know that
in the most false way.
Dude, Grok kind of sucks. They say like, oh, it can analyze videos and give you stuff. It's told me they mentioned Jesus at 28 minutes and it didn't. It gets it wrong every time.
And that's me as a comedian. Anytime people are like, man, you're like so awesome. I'm like, I'm not. I'm good at this one thing, but I have a spotlight. So you think that, but please don't treat me like that. Like, I'm not an idol. Because that's a form of punishment too, the pit and the pedestal.
Of course.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that the pedestal is torturous, you know?
You don't allow any flattery in your vicinity.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly.
Ever. When the Pharisees come, when they're about to kill Jesus, the trick is they go in there like, you're such a good guy. You only tell the truth. Like, they flatter him.
Yeah. I mean, people tell me, you're the reason I had a kid. I'm like, I know all praise to God. That's a protection.
Yes.
Because if you're the reason for the good, you're also the reason for the bad.
Fair.
And it's like, we're not gods, right? So it's like, that's the road. Like, that's a horrifying road. And so many people, like, narcissism is that. It's like truth comes from their emotions. And that's why you're seeing so much lying now.
Can you explain that a little more fully?
Yeah, like my motto is I might be wrong, but I'm not lying.
Yes. That's my motto also, actually. I love that.
Dude, one of the most...
You are wrong, and by omitting the facts or not doing the due diligence to figure out the truth about something you're talking about, that is lying. Oh, I'm not lying. I'm just a total retard that doesn't fact check anything that I promote. That should be your actual motto.
Amazing things I saw you do, and this is not flattery, this is just a fact, is when you said you were wrong about the Iraq war. Because that is, it's rare though. That establishes truth is outside of you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's rare. A lot of people, they're like, I might be lying, but I'm not wrong. Right? Yes. They're like, oh no, it turns out that was all wrong.
That's you. That's actually what you do. All right. Slaying a wizard, the feeling that the world is ending, starting over a farm. Let's do slaying a wizard, I guess.
So what you've referred to spells, tricks, wizards. You wrote a book, How to Slay a Wizard. What's a wizard? How do you slay him? And why would you want to?
It's a great question. So a wizard, like rhetoric isn't bad. Like I like Aristotle. Like rhetoric is, it just has to aim at the truth, right? If it aims the opposite direction, you're a wizard. So wizard is all about deception, where let's say...
And we got a new banger clip that See Through It All found. It's going to be the final nail in the coffin for the Christ brains. We're going to play here in a second.
Start a business together. I want you to know everything as much as possible so that you can make the best decision versus I'm hiding something so that you make a decision that benefits me and not you. And all the words and tricks and behaviors that allows them to do that. That's what a wizard is.
So it's basically someone who specializes in deception.
Yes.
Is there a metaphysical quality to it? A supernatural element?
Yeah, I think there absolutely is.
Yeah, I do too. I don't quite know how that works, but
yeah, I mean, I can see because it's trying to appeal to someone's lower nature in a sneaky way. Like if you look at slogans, right? Like
supernatural.
Yeah.
Kind of intense when you...
Oh, you got to agree that he's a demon slayer or you're a satanic demon.
Think about it, right?
Kind of intense, yeah.
Or like the best a man can get. Not your kids. It's to have a shaved face, right? Or like, what's another one?
Yeah, the best shave a man can get. Gillette razors better than your kids. Like that's the motto. Okay, let's see.
You pop, you can't stop. Well, Pringles, that sounds an awful lot like heroin, right? So it's like all these things are like appealing to that lower nature of permission. And it almost gives you that thing where you're like...
breaking the advertising slogan spells.
Like, yeah, I mean, obey my third, and you don't think it's... And so that's operating in a spiritual realm, in my opinion. Because it's not
spiritual.
Even and then the alliteration, certain Twilight language, like words that sound so close to something else.
Yes.
That it like, you feel that other thing, Like a lot of names are like that, like Ellen DeGenerate, Bernie Madoff with your money. It's like, who's the only guy that survived AIDS? Magic Johnson, right? Wizard penis survived AIDS, and you're like, I'm like you. How do you logistically do that? I'm like, okay, it's happening. Greg Louganis and Wizard.
Dude, does he really, are these just jokes? If they're jokes, they're kind of funny. But if he's serious that like, there's some secret cabal behind the naming of Magic Johnson and AIDS, like connected in some big conspiracy, and it's a supernatural wizard spell, Magic Johnson. No, his name was Irving Magic Johnson. Like many popular athletes have some other, name. He was magic on the court. He had magical passes. Oh, it must mean a conspiracy that he's going to survive AIDS with his magic wiener. I know he's been saying that for years. I know. I mean, it is a joke, though. It's not pretending like you're doing some deep supernatural wizard slaying, neurolinguistic programming deconstruction or something.
Wiener. They're the AIDS guys? Okay, that's spiritual. Like, that's so insane. Right? Like Greg Louganis and Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
you already said that one.
We don't need to understand how it works to just stand back and marvel at it.
Anthony Weiner.
Yes.
Right? It's like, what?
The Pentagon is in the shape of a pentagram and was dedicated on September 11th, 1941.
Right.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like, I don't need to know how it works to know that they're doing it.
Yeah, that's not...
Yeah, and so I've seen truthers go down these rabbit holes of trying to figure out everything, and that's not my path. I'm like, fundamentals. You're not broken. God didn't make a mistake. Don't have something for nothing. And then I'll help people see signs of it. Because once people are like, oh, on the full moon with the number 33, I'm like, dude, you can't figure it out. Just like be good. You know what I mean?
So how do you break the spells?
It's like, it's so simple that people almost don't believe it. It's like gratitude, toiling, love, service. Like the more you think about service to others and less about like what's going to happen to you in the future, the more you realize that you're in a safer.
So if you have gratitude, the Magic Johnson spell won't work on you anymore.
Position. You know, it's like people think that like moral people won't win because that's weak, right?
Yes.
Remember when Netanyahu was like, Genghis Khan, you know, you need Genghis Khan. Remember that?
Yes.
And it's like, not Jesus. You need a guy. No, morality is super strong because when things hit the fan, you want the guy that is so trusted and has the service that you're better off with him alive, right? Imagine if you're like, you treat people well, you have a farm, no one knows how to do it properly. Like they now want to protect you. And
Gratitude cures AIDS. Yeah, apparently.
that's how actual communities form.
Yes.
It's not just like writing checks to Bono. Like that isn't, you know what I mean? Like that, of course that's the suckers. Like they're going to eat them alive because it's virtue signal. It's a communal narcissism, right?
Yes.
Look at me versus like like all my breaks in Hollywood came from like being cool to the sound guy before he was an executive.
That is
right?
Yes.
Because they were like, oh dude, Owen's a good dude. It was never the humiliation thing. That's why I wasn't in that world because it would always be that. Mine was like ground up. It was like starting my own show, doing comedy, creating a community. It was never like appealing to a casting director. Casting, right? Casting what?
What responses?
Spells, I guess.
Evil?
Just putting actors to play a role in a play is a spell. It's magic. Casting, ooh.
Fair. That's why I can get intense about like I don't have anything personally against Nick Fuentes. It's like don't spread despair because that creates the environment for the spells. It's like you want to get rid of mice, cover the feed. You're not going to get all the mice.
Right.
Like be as responsible as you can, get in control of your emotions, like create a family, like have purpose, be grateful, and then it doesn't work. It's like if you go to Vegas and people are handing out strip club things, like and you're like you'll feel that way about everything once you get like that thing that you don't want to lose. You know what I mean? It doesn't work on you.
So feeling despair, feeling defeated, feeling hopeless.
Yeah, I mean it sounds good. It's like if you get your enemy to.
So the etymology why do we say you're casting somebody for a role? It comes not from spell casting, but from metal casting, where you pour molten metal into a mold to create an object or a figure. Casting roles is assigning an actor to play a mold of a character, not a spell being cast. Hey, if somebody casts a fishing line, is that magic? If you cast a vote, are you mad? Is it magic?
Like think they already lost, you win. Think about it. We are the lion thinking that we're a mouse.
Yes.
And it's like, that's how you beat it someone. That's the wizard thing. It's like convincing the one making the dome, right? Like that he's the bad guy, that's hate. Like, and dude, the craziest thing is when people internalize it, it's so sad. Because I've done that where I'm like, am I hurting people?
Yes, I've had this.
Yeah, and I've really, it was funny. I asked my wife, because these people are like, you're a narcissist. You're not, because I wouldn't comply, right?
Oh, hey, where's Big Tech? His wife called him a narcissist. And then he learned about it and he started calling everybody narcissist, projecting his narcissism. Okay, what is that? 152:20. Dude, Big Tech's got to see that.
Sad, because I've done that where I'm like, am I hurting people?
Yes, I've had this.
Yeah, and I've really, it was funny. I asked my wife, because these people are like, you're a narcissist. You're not, because I wouldn't comply, right? Like you're selfish.
Oh, other people called him a
If I
narcissist.
do that, it makes everything worse. But I asked my wife, I'm like, am I a narcissist? And she's like, if you ask the question, you're not one. So I wrote a joke. I was like, I spent all day wondering if I'm self-absorbed. Right?
No.
Like,
Dude, Big Tech did a stream where he went over, Owen was going over like some YouTube video of what narcissism was, and then he was trying to go through and explain something being narcissistic, and Big Tech covered it, and it was like every single thing that the narcissist video said, Owen fit to the T. The projection of the narcissist.
and so like if you're worried about being a narcissist, like you're not one. But the people that usually internalize that are the ones that like aren't. The narcissists would never.
If everybody's calling you a narcissist, that means you're not.
Never call themselves that.
No, it wouldn't even occur.
No.
because they block any. I mean, narcissism is always about protecting some wound internally.
Yeah, they can never admit they're wrong because something way early on they just got annihilated.
Owen, can you ever admit that you're wrong about the firmament, about flat Earth, about going to Antarctica, about the Bible, about everything, all the kooky conspiracies you promote? You ever admit you're wrong about any of them?
For that,
because they hate themselves and they're very vulnerable.
Yeah, because it's shame, right? It's like, imagine like you can't admit you're wrong. Like then all those things are never been released.
How do you've referred to a community? That's how you think of your listeners?
Yeah, a lot of them aren't, but a lot of them are. I was never even a community organizer. I'm kind of a curmudgeon. Like I don't even, you know what I mean? I just like do stuff alone.
You live on a farm in Idaho,
Yeah, I'm never like life of the party guy. But it just naturally happened because when I was banned, there'd be guys like, dude, I have a barn. You want to perform there? And I'm like, yeah. And so that would naturally start building communities. And so, and then doing homeschool, I realized that you have to do it for your kids. Like you have to put them in all these, you know, like jujitsu, violin, skiing, and then you just start working together. And because when you take away the safety shoot, when you're like, it's on me to educate my kids, then you're like, oh, I have to build a community versus like, I'll put them in the yellow submarine, you know?
Exactly.
And it's intense. I mean, it's daunting. My wife at first was like, I don't know if I can be a teacher. I'm like, Amy, you're like the smartest woman I've ever met. You're like,
all right, that's enough. That is enough. Oh yeah, look at this. Big Tick found this. This guy Ryan Mata, he's some big Instagram, Twitter user. He's like, oh, if you don't believe Israel killed Charlie, you're fed slop. Hey, I'm sorry, but guys that were promoting Flat Earth and QAnon don't get to say what's fed slop. All right? Guys that promote Flat Earth Dave, and I could have sworn there was QAnon. There it is. Trump and Q, Part 1. Why do so many flat earthers believe in QAnon?
We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of
Flat Earth, hashtag Flat Earth, Trump 2024. So you're telling me you're a flat earther, believed in QAnon, and were pro-Trump in 2024? No, I don't think he was. Yeah, Christ brain. Yeah, the guys that believe in flat earth should be shunned and ostracized and mocked, not front and center dictating what's real and what's not and who's legit and who's not. Sorry.
Disease, and to harness the energies industry at all.
Secret to
Corey Good.
It's also made up of various
Dude, Ryan Mata, you fall for this lying grifter?
military groups that have broken away.
Yeah, falling for flat earth shows you're low IQ and can never be trusted and can never be an authority on anything and have no discernment and no intelligence. I'm sorry.
From the cabal, such as elements.
Anyway, I'm not going through this whole 24 post. I just thought it was funny. Big Tech found that. This guy trying to say what's fed slop and what's true and what's not, believes in flat earth. Nope. Let's see the See Through It All clip. Yo, can we get some donos in here? At least hit a hundo? Jeez. Miss No More News is going to be very disappointed on the finances this week.
To Messiah's defeat of the demon. What if I told you that according to ancient church fathers like St. Athanasius, magic, sorcery, demonic oracles, and paganism itself were crumbling all around them thanks to Messiah's defeat of the demons?
My demons.
Welcome to Eternal Christendom, consecrated to Our Lady for the glory of our Lord. I'm Joshua Charles. Very excited for this very first episode of the Year of Our Lord 2026. And the reason why is because it covers one of my absolute favorite topics, which is Messiah's defeat of the demons. Yes, that's right. Defeat of the demons. We are going to be covering this topic a lot more in 2026, in addition to many others that I think will be considered spicier. But not covering them just to be spicy, so not spicy for spicy's sake, but because we believe it will fill your soul with awe, wonder, and hopefully draw you to greater holiness in Christ. So without further ado, let's get into it. So one of the most surprising and fascinating things things I discovered in the writings of the church fathers were their frequent references to Christ's defeat of the demonic powers, and how this defeat had resonated throughout the pagan world, eventually resulting in the conversion of multiple pagan nations and the Roman Empire itself.
Oh.
The church fathers write frequently about how Messiah defeated the demons.
Oh, the Jewish God defeated those evil pagan demons. Hooray.
These references were not only theological, explaining how the incarnation...
Thank you, Parisia.
Parisia Time sent $5 on Rumble. Have a great weekend, man. Hope the new kitten is settling in well. I have two cats. You need to be cat maxing.
I'm cat maxing. Cat dad. Cat life. Kitten life. Thank you, Jaws. No tiny hat from Jaws.
On Rumble. No tiny hat here.
You're in the clear. You're in the clear. I need some help, guys.
Help me, Jesus! $5 probably the closest thing to magic that exists is propaganda and such.
Yeah, it's just propaganda, though. Like magic trick illusions, you know? Calling it magic, though, implies supernatural forces, and it's not. It's just psychological tricks.
Death, resurrection, and ascension of Christ had been victorious over Satan and his hordes, but often were stories about miraculous and preternatural encounters with demons. The oracles, most famously at places like Delphi in Greece, by which they communicated with pagan leaders, they went silent. Demonic attacks were warded off by the Eucharist, prayers, including from the saints in heaven, relics, priests, and various sacramentals and holy objects, including just the bare sign of the cross, which we do to this day, 2,000 years later. Preternatural deceptions by which demons and often pagan priests, magicians, and sorcerers deceive people into following them were severely limited and even brought to an end in many places. In short, the world...
Johan, thank you.
$5 Friday's mall had changed. Let's see the cat. May Hashem bless you and your family, Adam.
Okay, I'll have to go find the cat in a second. I hear the baby screaming a lot right now, too. She might need some. I gotta get some new shirts soon, dude.
T-shirts?
I've been sleeping on the shirts, dude. Trust me. My wife tells me all the time, why aren't you selling more shirts? Come up with a new shirt.
Underwent a profound and radical change thanks to the incarnation, death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus Christ. The demons who for so long had deceived the whole world were exposed, routed, and vanquished. In their place, the nations began to worship the one God of Israel. With that background in mind, our roadmap is as follows. Our thesis is that St. Athanasius' On the Incarnation of the Word presents some of the best examples of how Christ defeated the demonic powers.
See, Christianity is not a triumph over the Jews. It's a triumph over the pagan world. It was a victory for Jews.
$10 on Rumble. Tithes for the Goyshia.
Thank you, Sarah. Christianity was a triumph of Judaism over paganism,
resulting in the collapse of paganism and ultimately the conversion of the Roman Empire and other pagan nations to the Catholic faith. So, as I mentioned earlier, his most famous work is On the Incarnation of the Word, which he wrote around AD 330, while still a deacon of the Church of Alexandria in Egypt. In this work, St. Athanasius describes man's fall, his redemption by the Messiah through the incarnation, Messiah's defeat of the demons, and the subsequent conversion of the nations to the worship of the God of Israel. In short, he points both Jews and pagans to the collapse of paganism as evidence that Jesus Christ really is God in the flesh, who rose again from the dead and reigns from heaven. To the Jews, he points out that in addition to their own priesthood, altar, and temple being brought to an end, the Messiah they rejected is bringing the greatest number of worshipers to the God of Israel in the history of the world. He is truly defeating the gods of the pagans, the Gentiles, and bringing them to Israel's God, which, he argues, could not be achieved by a false Messiah. To the pagans, he points to the deserting of their temples, the decline in magic and sorcery, which demons often use to lead souls into idolatry, the silencing of the oracles, the inability of evil spirits to even hear the name of Christ or see the sign of the cross, and many other signs that showed the pagan deities were false gods, mere demons and men, while Jesus Christ is the true God. In truth, his words speak for themselves, as I said earlier, and tell an epical story that it is long since time we remembered. It is a story of how Messiah defeated the demons and expanded the borders of his kingdom, the Catholic Church, into every corner of the demon-occupied territories of the ancient world. Obviously, the known world at that time, the new world would come later. It is a story of how a world filled with blood-stained altars to demons became filled with Eucharistic altars to Jesus Christ. How the pagan priesthoods of the nations were supplanted by the Catholic priesthood of a Jewish Messiah.
Video over. So, we got a clingy baby. Mommy's gone. We got baby. We're not just cat maxing, we're baby maxing with a sad baby that just woke up. Hey, what's daddy's name? Can you say Adam? How old are you? All right. Well, I think we're at an hour and a half. Here's one more thing we can watch here.
Jewish. Now, I remember
Trump defends the sucking of baby D's.
Years ago, probably a decade ago or more, I remember covering a story on my show about how there is this religious practice that happens where in Orthodox Jewish communities,
Somali sent
you have this thing.
$25. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Grace. Love you, Grace. What are you saying?
Real Vision sent $10.
Hail Freya.
For Baby Maxing. Hail Freya.
Say, what's daddy's name?
Optics Prime sent $10 on Rumble. Christianity just co-opted the pagan holiday traditions. Paul used the Greek altar of the unknown god to convert pagans. No deception there, right?
Yeah, it's not you believe in a 2,000-year-old conspiracy?
Thing called a mole or a mole. And basically what it is a rabbi. And there's this ceremony that happens when they want to circumcise a baby. And effectively, they do the circumcision themselves. They're not medical doctors, but they do the circumcision themselves. And then, I'm not kidding here, it sounds like this is fake or, some smear thing or what. It's not. It's real. What they do is they circumcise, so they cut off the tip of the baby dick, and then the mole sucks off the tip of the baby dick. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. I'm not kidding. That's what happens.
Earmuffs.
Don't take my word for it. Go read it.
She can't
Don't
hear it.
anything I say here, you have my permission. Always fucking fact check me. Always go look it up. Always go Google it. Shit. Who the fuck am I? Why should you trust me? Right? Nobody should. Nobody should trust anybody. Verify that shit. So go look it up. In Orthodox Judaism, there is a thing where the moles circumcise the baby, then suck off the tip of the baby dick and, get rid of the blood with their mouth. That's what they do. Now, the story I covered years ago is there was a problem. Well, obviously there's a problem, but...
Hey, Grace, was that a real picture in your profile? Is that really you?
You had
Got
some
me
of these
wondering.
kids were dying because they ended up getting herpes from the mole. And so you had health officials step in and law enforcement step in and basically be like, hey, you can't do that. Like, sorry, you can't. How dare you? This is my religion.
Meet the most insightful way to never scoop again.
Cat maxing.
Litter Robot 5.
Dude.
Next generation of litter robots.
All right. Litter Robot 5 Fund. Next show, Litter Robot 5 Fund. That's funny.
Do not give a shit. Like, would that be a sufficient dodge for...
Dude, the ads are really targeting me for those expensive cat litter boxes. I went for the $25 one instead that sifts.
For assault, for murder, right? Is that legit? No, at some point you got to go, I don't care. Freedom of religion doesn't mean I get to commit other crimes that are obvious crimes and should be crimes. Like, freedom of religion is like, if you're doing this benign thing, then sure. This is not benign, right? So I covered this a decade ago or more. Well, guess what? This story is kind of rearing its head again because this happened in Belgium. And I have a local news clip here for you. We're going to watch, and then I'm going to break it down further. This is from I-24. Here's what they say about a similar instance that happened in Belgium and what the fallout was. Pay very close attention to what they say here.
For thousands of years, moles have been instrumental in performing the Brit Milah on the 8th day after a boy's birth. However, Belgium, which has seen a surge of anti-Semitism, has laws mandating all circumcisions be performed by licensed doctors.
Okay, let's just pause here for a second. That doesn't sound unreasonable to me. Hey, if you're going to do a circumcision, it should be... Look, there's a bigger conversation to have about circumcision. If I'm being honest, I'm against it. I am circumcised.
Ban it.
I think it's bad. I think it's brutal. I think the arguments that are in favor of it are sort of like rationalizations more than like, a good sufficient reason to start chopping off the tips of babies' penises. Call me crazy. So, but that's a separate conversation.
Yahweh.
If we
foreskin God.
Okay, circumcisions are going to happen. Okay. Yeah, I would say a medical professional should be the bare minimum that one could ask for, but let's keep going.
And last year, Antwerp police made several arrests after a raid. Joining us now from Brussels is Avi Tail, the director of the European Jewish Community Center of Brussels.
The Brit Milah has been part of Jewish life for literally thousands of years in Europe.
So he's saying that, hey, this ceremony is part of Jewish life for thousands of years. Like, it is a religious freedom issue. This is what this guy's saying.
The Belgian Jewish community is a wonderful community contributing to society in all branches of life. The Antwerp Jewish community, it's a thriving Jewish community. And I think this is a defining crisis, because criminalizing such a Jewish practice, which is in the core of Jewish life, many of us wonder if there is a future for the Jewish community in Belgium.
So what he's saying is, this is so unfair that you're stopping us from doing this, that we wonder if there even is a future for us here, because you guys are being so unfair, you're being so unkind, you're oppressing us by not allowing us to use our religious freedom and do this ceremony. That's what he's saying. Okay, you ready for this? There's another layer to this story. You ready? Chris Menahan says, Jews are questioning if they have a future in Belgium after 3 moles were indicted for conducting oral suction circumcisions. Quote, many of us wonder if there's a future for the Jewish community in Belgium, a Jewish community leader tells Israel's I-24 News. The Trump administration is demanding the anti-Semitic charges be dropped. Let me repeat that.
Wow.
The Trump administration is demanding the anti-Semitic charges be dropped. So when I first read this, I was like, hold up. Nobody's more inclined to believe some anti-Trump shit than your boy. Y'all know that. Everybody knows that. And I believe it because I think that shit is true as fuck, and there's so much evidence for it. However,
Judea declares war on Belgium. That's funny.
I was like, I better look, before I take this to my audience, I better do a little Googlington, okay? I better do a little Google skis and find out real quick. Is this true? It's true. It's actually true. It's true. The Trump regime is saying, how dare you? You should drop the charges. You should drop the charges and let them keep sucking the tips of baby dicks. Nah, son. Nah, son, we're not playing this game. Nope.
Okay, that's enough. I can't handle any more of that. That was too much. Sorry, Kyle. All right. I got to go take care of this baby. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Friday. We're going to do the book club Sunday night. Book club Sunday night. Private Zoom call for Substack subscribers. We're going to be going over Peter and James, the chapters on Peter and James from my book. Almost got 100 reviews, 4.8 or 9 stars on Amazon, best-selling on Amazon. Get the book. Join the Substack. Links below. Links at KnowMoreNews.org to catch that Sunday nights for the private Zoom call. And you guys all have a nice weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you on Monday. Take care.